Now we want to get you to the latest on the coronavirus. Here are 3 things to know about today. Number 1, the Department of Transportation will distribute 100 million masks to passengers. The federal agency wants to prevent the spread of the virus, so masks will be given to airline and Amtrak passengers. Number 2, today, youth and adult league games can begin with spectators. Fans must remain at least 6 feet apart. Players were allowed to practice 2 weeks ago under Phase 2 of Governor Abbott's plan to reopen Texas. And number 3, infections are rising in more than 20 states, mainly in the South and West. There are currently more than 2 million cases here in the United States and more than 115,000 deaths. And Texas is unfortunately among those states with rising cases. Just yesterday, we saw the highest number of COVID-19 hospital cases since the outbreak began. As Anieli Ruiz explains, it's on the public to curb the trend.
Well, people have been cooped up for weeks, and now their state is back open. Many are letting their guard down. That's why doctors want to remind everyone that the virus is still here, and they're seeing a spike in hospitalization cases. Houston Health Authority experts say being outside mitigates the spread, but is not a substitute for physical distancing. Doctors say if you want to get together with people, limit your social circle to fewer than 10 friends. People who you know have all been taking the same precautions because you're only as safe as the weakest link in your chain of friends. Experts say speaking can even spread the virus, so wearing a mask is critical. Not only are hospitalizations increasing by about 3% each day, the Houston Health Department says the percentage of people testing positive is increasing too. And they're worried about another holiday weekend with crowds causing the virus to spread.
People who don't yet have symptoms are actually, that's when they spread the virus the most. Right in a couple of days before they have symptoms is when they're most dangerous to the people near them.
In Austin, the mayor wrote a letter this weekend informing people about the daily spike of cases they've seen in their hospitals. And now the mayor is asking the governor to help enforce social distancing and the wearing of masks to prevent overwhelming their hospital system. Guys, back to you.